Alright, we back, y'all. We back. Part, I don't know what's getting this done. Let's just say, I don't know. I'll be fair and just say part 5. But just came back from AutoZone. Threw the serpentine belt on. That is from Continental. Pretty sure you guys don't even know that. You could literally Google that. But this is a part number for the belt I got. What else? Just plugged in the alternator and flex fuel sensor plug and play harness. These come from Matt from Sloppy Mechanics. I think it's a good deal. Like around 90 bucks shipped, and I mean it's everything you need. You don't have to play around with like nothing. You got the one wire alternator for like the, I guess, the early style truck alternators, I believe, and it's split, so it's actually 2-in-1. So you got your flex fuel connection right here, and this for flex fuel. Don't get on my ass about these, about the routing. I'm gonna do these AN lines over. When I first did it, I thought I had it measured out correctly, and I kind of like over measured a little bit, because I like to have a little bit of room to play with AN lines. You never want them like straight. You always want to give them a little slack, but obviously I give them too much slack, so it's not mounting like I want. So I either got to figure a way to mount this how I want or redo the lines, but either way it's still functional. By the way, this is just a bypass block, so this is basically allowing me to run it. I could either run it on the return or I could run it on the feed. I have it on the return. From my research, it really doesn't matter. It'll still get a decent reading. So yeah, and this just allows all extra fuel to bypass what doesn't go into the actual flex fuel sensor and return the rest of it through the Dash X return. You know, that's where it's flowing nice and free. There's no restraint at all whatsoever with these, and I think they look pretty cool. I like it. I just got to find a way to mount it nicely how I want, somewhere on the firewall. If I don't fabricate a little makeshift padding for it somewhere. But anyway, yeah, it comes all the way down. It's nicely loomed. I'm gonna route it how I want it really soon, right? Then you have your input. You have your input. See if I can focus. You have your input for Holley. There it is. See, Holley flex input wire, and then this goes right into the power tab. So plug that in, and boom, fire it up. You got your alternator charging nicely, rather than wiring it up yourself, adding a little, I believe it's like the little resistor you have to add into it for it to excite it and whatnot. But anyway, you have everything right there for you. So I think that's dope. I think that's really dope how you did that. And it's like I said, it's like 90 bucks shipped or whatever. I believe if it's just the alternator or maybe just the flex or something like that, either way I think it's like 45 or something like that just for that. So I mean, if you're messing around with E85 for whatever you want to do, I mean, you might as well just get both right there. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna actually route some of this wiring a little bit. I got some zip ties handy and ready. I'm gonna route some of this wiring a little bit, tidy everything up. I have to chase this fuel leak a little bit. Not chase it, but actually try to remedy it. I bought some new fittings. Shout out Evil Energy. They always do justice. So hopefully I swap out to one of these fittings and I'm gonna see what works. So I have basically like an AN style with a little O-ring. O-ring. Then I have a straight up AN to AN style. So I'm gonna see whichever one works, man. Hopefully one of them works and it just eliminates that leak I got, because honestly it's a pain in the ass. Also, you can see this, but I don't really like this little gap. I don't like that gap. I feel like a little bit of pressure get through there, I might have a leak or something like that. I don't know. I don't like it. So I bought, and this is me being, I don't know whether it was lazy or cheap or a little bit of both, but I bought all the clamps for the hoses, and I realized I was missing one. So I tried to use the clamp that they give you with their little sensor connection joint. I don't know what I forget what you really call this. Let's just say sensor adapter for your coolant, right? So I tried to use this, too small. So I tried to shove it and tighten as much as I can. Yeah, no. So I ended up getting the correct size clamp, which is basically like this, so I can put onto this and I can actually get that to meet how it's supposed to, because I don't trust that gap. I feel like it will have a leak, and I feel like let's just try to rectify any issue that we can while we can before the car's actually running. In doing so, once I do all of that, I am going to attempt to wire in the fans to Holley so they can control them. Once I do that, hopefully get this gas leak situated, praying to the car gods, this thing should start. Should. And if so, I'll have a video on that and probably merge it into this video, so you get your nice little 2-for-1 special. Be back. short, I got it running. Still got a spaghetti mess of wires, but right now I buttoned it up just a little bit to keep things out the way, and I gotta kind of situate all of this when I get the chance. But I wanted to get it running. I got it running steadily. The air fuel ratio was kind of through the roof. It was like at 20. It was hovering somewhere between 22 to 19. So anywhere between 19 to 22. The target was at 15. I guess being a naturally aspirated engine and et cetera, et cetera. It's turbo, but right now I gotta run it naturally aspirated because I don't have the cold side running yet. What else? This is not filled in like it should be, and I'm just realizing that today. So I'm thinking that as it was running, it probably was drawing in some of the ambient air, and I think that was throwing off the air fuel. So with that number, it was running between 19 to 22 in the air fuel ratio. So I don't know if that was lean or rich. It could have been running lean, more than likely. I'm not sure. I think it was running lean though. So I got to get that situated. So I didn't want to run it too long. I got it up to about 195 degrees, so where the fans kicked on. Let it run for a little while after that, and then I shut it down. Another reason I shut it down, I still got this fuel leak. Thought I fixed it, but I don't. Still got a little fuel leak, so I got to get that situated. But for the most part, she running. Sure, I got it running. I guess I finally did it. I just got to clean up the wiring in this, man. All the wiring mainly was partially temporary, so it's wires I got to shorten. Stuff got to be mounted. Things got to be cleaned up. This definitely has to be cleaned up. As a matter of fact, let's actually pull that off, because I pretty much just had that hot wire just so it can run. So let's tuck that away. Yeah, she ready, man. So yeah, I gotta button up some stuff. I have to situate the air fuel ratio, and it's probably the wideband. I'm pretty sure it's the wideband catching some of that ambient air. I think that's what's throwing off the reading. But it ran. Alternator charged up really good with the little plug and play harness from Matt down at Sloppy Mechanics. So shout out to him for that. It was charging at 13.9, almost 14 volts. So that's good. I was happy I had some of this 4-gauge wire laying around. I ran out of the 2-gauge wire, so I gotta order some more of that. But for now, I just threw a 4-gauge wire to power it. But you know, ran good for what it was. To say I had like so many things I had to like pretty much touch on. So I got it to run, so that's good. We know it's a running motor. We know it runs good, so that's good. What else? I looked at the oil. The oil looks good. I didn't get to bleed the coolant out. I didn't let it run long enough to bleed some of the air out the cooling system, but that's okay. When I fix that leak, I'll be more comfortable to run it longer. I don't feel comfortable running it so long with that leak, because what it is when the pump is pulling gas, the fuel is like just gushing out of that to where that fitting is. Fuel is just pouring almost. So it's like, and then not to mention that's actually throwing off the fuel pressure, because I looked on one of the gauges on the Holley and it was reading low fuel pressure. Or maybe, no, you know what? Even though that still may take from the fuel pressure a tiny bit, I take that back. I think it was only telling me low fuel pressure because I don't even have the fuel pressure transducer plug hooked up, which is hanging somewhere right there. See that? That is what's supposed to read the fuel pressure, but it's not hooked up. So that would probably give me a reason to why it was saying low fuel pressure. But still, like I said, with that leak, I don't feel comfortable running it that long. So we'll get back. For now, I just covered up everything like I always do when I leave it.